Avast ahoy and a top of the morning to you again, mateys. I be your excellent and super and entrepreneurial DM, Josh the Pirate, and it brings me more excitement than Sven Vinky on the morning of August 3rd, 2023, to welcome you back to Corsair's Cove and my Humblewood world for some more of Midnight and Madness. With me, I have me hearty crew. Tonight, Jack's gonna give it all to you in Barovia. There's so much Smoothie's gonna do. And tonight, Ellie wants to lay it at Strahd's feet. Cause Girl Row was made for this. And Sel's gonna slay a bitch. Dun 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 dun. I was made for Humblewood, baby. But enough of that. Let's talk about these lovely folks, shall we? Jack, who the absolute heck are you? Oh, we just lost Ellie.
Fun fact.
She was dancing so much that, like...
Yeah, she broke it, yeah. Fun fact, Gene hates that song. There's a fun story where he goes like, oh, that's a good lyric. Oh, and the darkness, that's cool. What's my part? Oh, you fucking...
I'm not surprised. I watched the music video of it, and he's not very invested by the looks of it.
No. He was more interested in being a movie star. There's a really funny role where he's a drag queen transvestite, and it's hilarious. He looks awful. Anyway, hi everybody. My name is Jack. You can find me on Jack Squarepeg and all the social media garbage, where occasionally I spout off Kiss trivia, just like that. As well as a bunch of other TTRPG edutainment and the occasional video game potluck. This coming Thursday, I think we're going to get started on a brand new RPG that I bought recently called Citizen Sleeper 2, which uses tabletop RPG mechanics in a sci-fi world. It's very text-based, I've been told, and the story will fuck me up. So I'm excited to see how it destroys me emotionally. Come join me for the ride.
Splendid. Ellie B, who the absolute heck are you?
It's me, Ellie B. Yes. God damn it, Jack.
I did it.
Anyway.
I'm hyping you.
Yeah, thanks. I needed it.
I won't do it next time. I'm sorry.
No, I did need it. I seriously need it. Hype me up, please. Be my hype man. Yes, I'm Ellie B. I'm usually here or eventually over on Jack Squarepeg's channel, and I sometimes do things on my own channel where I talk about cybersecurity and Japanese history, because those two things go really well together.
I just thought they don't not go well together. Like, there might be some interlinking there.
The Matrix?
Sure. And Ro, who the absolute heck are you, my dear?
Hi, I'm Robo. I'm a Perth or Bulu-based educator and theatre maker. You can catch me here on Mondays, which you have, so well done. I'm also over on Jack Squarepeg's channel, where we do Cowboy Cthulhu, which is
recording again this Sunday.
Hell yeah.
Yay! Yes, we are. And if you check out my link tree, which is over in chat, you can check out my socials, where I have @Pradventurers on Instagram with photos of my dog Charlie with the large ears, and it also links you to my production company, Robo Productions, which hopefully will have more things coming up soon.
And I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel, Corsair's Cove, but you know all that because you've done it already, you bloody champions. Good on you. How are you all? It's lovely to see you. Hey, Tony. Hey, Lancaster. What are you doing in Melbourne, mate? There's no warehouse that you manage over there, unless there is now. That's fun for you. Exciting. And I don't know. Other than that, you can find me here on Monday nights and Tuesday nights. Karen and I will be back tomorrow for some Roll Table for 2. And on Friday night, at the moment, we're playing Vason over on the Law Rights channel on Friday nights with Jack and Zach and Terrace and Jess and all those lovely beings. It's some jolly good fun. And there's a Karen's hand appearing behind me. There you go. Special bonus extra Karen hand. She's just trying to get into as many episodes as she can.
That doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
Account.
Yeah, no, that one doesn't count. No. No, she wasn't in character. Alrighty. It's Karen. Hi, Karen's hand. Hey, Bishblood. Karen's hand says hi. Before we go any further, we do need to mention the Ukrainian people who are having, as I think it would be something of an understatement to say, a bit of a rough time right now. Ukraine is going through a bit of a war. The link right there that I have put up in chat takes you to a website where you can donate to emergency appeals for the Ukrainian people. Ooh, that's some fun feedback. And we're only here for the hand. Good to know. I'll tell her, Lancaster. Yeah, so if you do have any spare pennies in your digital wallet, that's very weird, Karen says. If you do have any spare pennies in your digital wallets, please consider chucking them at the people in Ukraine. They could really use the help. I'd like to take this moment to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we are streaming, which in my case is the Whadjuk and the Wurundjeri people. We pay our respects to the elders of this land that we live on, and we are privileged to live in a country with over 60,000 years of continuous culture, which includes a rich history of sharing stories just like this. I would also like to remind you to please like, follow, and subscribe, you bloody champions. We have all the exclamation mark socials. We have a YouTube if you want to come and watch all. I checked, there's 184 episodes of Humblewood thus far. So we are coming dangerously close to the 200 mark at this point. And we have a Discord if you want to come and hang out with us there as well. The Court of Dis. Where's the river Dis? There's a river called Dis, and I'm trying to remember where it is. This is Dis River, but I know I think it's a real place. If anybody can, what happens at 200? I don't know, Witchful Wizard, we'll find out. I think a crossover episode. In fact, I have plans for a massive crossover. You do get stuff, I promise. And we also, yes, we are affiliated with a couple of wonderful sets of beans. It's next to the Cord, that's true, yes. There's another river called the Cord right next to it. Wooten Forge Gaming Accessories, who create and maintain some of the world's finest handcrafted wooden tabletop accessories, like this beautiful Jared Dice Keeper here. Even laser engraved on the leather on the inside. Very pretty stuff. Find it at wootenforge.com/Corsairs Cove, and we get a cheeky little kickback, you bloody champions, if you purchase anything. Dis is surrounded by the sticks. Ah, there you go. Thank you, Quad. I couldn't remember if it was a real place or it was just a very fictional place.
Ah, it's from that brand. Okay.
Yes, there you go. I knew someone in chat would get it. I wonder, actually, does anybody know the reference I was making earlier? Sven Vinky. And what he did on August 3rd, 2023. Did anybody know? Jack has played the thing in question. Sven Vinky is the lead designer of Baldur's Gate 3. And August 3rd, 2023 was the day it came out on Windows.
We love a Sven.
We did. Yeah. We stand Sven. He did a great job. That book game, Baldur's Gate 3, is the first game ever to win Game of the Year in all 5 major game awards.
Well earned.
Really?
And dead set. Yeah, no one had ever done it before. But yes, Baldur's Gate did it.
If you want some fun homework, watch any of their releases for patches. He dresses in armor. And there's always some sort of spiel that they do, some sort of gag that they commit to 100%. Larian are an amazing company. They deserve all your support. They're fantastic. In fact, his profile picture on Google is him in said armor. So there you go.
Oh, amazing. And yes, the other people we are affiliated with, I kind of got distracted there, was Troll-Lord Games. Troll-Lord Games are fantastic TTRPG manufacturers. Head on over to trolllord.com to check out all of their wonderful things. They create several different TTRPG gaming systems, and they were also the last publishing house for the great Gary Gygax, our TTRPG Lord and Savior DM. So, guys, what the absolute heck happened last time? Because it was a time and a place and a thing. Ro, could you tell us a little bit about it? I've just got a microphone.
Yes.
Oh.
When last we met, our adventurers, they were heading into Castle Ravenclaw Loft. Dun dun dun.
Ravenclaw.
They still have 2 things to recover. The dragon skull. Somehow they're planning to get this out sneakily from the Grand Chamber, which is filled with people. And the Amulet of Ravenkind. which is in a barrel somewhere, possibly in a wine cellar, which we discover is empty. As we get to the castle, we met Aragorn, who says that the castle is clean, suspiciously clean, and there seems to be an event. Everyone seems to be getting ready for some sort of gathering of sorts. A wedding, mayhaps? I'm sure it's fine. We make our way to the cellar, where we meet Cirrus, who is not so impressed that we have come down to the cellar. But luckily, Smoothie, before we got there, we all got dressed up as the help. And Smoothie turns into a rather posh English waiter of some sort and talks us all out of it. So, we leave the cellar with a large jug of wine, and Ellie, Ez, in invisible form, manages to find the amulet of Ravenkind, which she gets down with her false leg. Hurrah! On our way out of there, we called the Muddercoffs, and they're on their way, slowly. We took a stop by a chapel. There were lots of bird folk amaranthines and humble folk amaranthines and an altar and a kneeling figure that certainly wasn't a skeleton who was dead kneeling at the... Oh, yes, it is a skeleton. He's not breathing. Smoothie decided to talk to the skeleton, and it turned out that his name was Gustav, and he was a servant of Titan. He was struck down by a blinding light about 50 years ago. The icon, in fact. The blinding light came from the icon in front of him, which struck him down. So, what shall we do? Touch it. Let's touch it. Are we going to touch it? Yes, we're going to touch it. Yep. No, I touched it. Didn't die. Hurrah! And now we have a really cool little lightning statue that has a ward against evil, amongst other things. There's cool spells. I've got lots of stuff written down. It's amazing. Yay! So then we headed up to the room with the giant skull in it. It has lots of lovely paintings of all the commoners doing things like dancing, with Strahd as a vampire hanging out with them, and doing ribbon cuts and kissing babies, and it's gross. But this was not the worst thing about this room. As Selenox looked out over the room, they saw a familiar face. And that familiar face was clearly a relative of Smoothie. Smoothie, almost at the same time, heard the unmistakable voice of his, up until last episode, thought dead grandfather. Oh dear. Smoothie doesn't handle this news well. Selenox decides to run away with Smoothie over his shoulder, and Ez somehow snaps Smoothie out of it. We left our adventurers in a chapel, sitting around Smoothie, as Ez had just decided that Aragorn, who for someone who is supposed to be a badass, has been fairly useless up to now, can now be useful. So, let's return to our adventurers and find out how.
Aragal is a little bit intimidated and a bit scared and a bit very worried.
Performance issues.
Yeah.
Happens.
I mean, look. Yeah, he's already not done fantastically today. Alrighty, well. Yeah.
You know.
Well, mateys, let us give this a go then and see how long Ellie's face holds out. So, mateys, may your prosthetic limbs contain useful attachments, and all your guesses on the nature of cursed artifacts have a basis in fact, as we head tremulously at first, and then with mounting anxiety and dread, nope, there it goes, into Barovia.
Don't do shots, guys.
Yeah.
You'll die.
Ellie is just fading, man. So, we return...
I don't need a drinking game today.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
No.
You'll die.
We return to Barovia.
Sorry, I missed the Nemo reference. I love that.
Yes. Touch the butt. I mean, if you touch it on the butt, that might be the safe place. We return to Barovia and the Chapel of Ravenloft, a bastion of peace and contemplation within the surprisingly jolly atmosphere of the castle. Smoothie has just received some problematic information, and the gang is trying to figure out the implications of it. So, Esmeralda, how do you torment Aragal next?
Well, maybe you can be of use to us. You seem to know some of the people in that room. Am I wrong?
A few. Some are long-term residents. Some. It is odd. A lot of them don't live here. They are from all over this place. For example, there was a Terran man up there. He is a dancer. He member of a traveling troupe. Not my group, but he is Vistana. Name's Vaslav. Or I think for the Terran he is called Swiftly. So it is a gathering somewhat. There is also a loomer, a peahen lady, called Katarina Volens. She is, I believe, Valakai is where she calls home normally. She is a relative of the Burgermeister there. A socialite, important mainly for being important. Again, I have not seen her here before.
Well, that's probably a good thing, maybe. So, you know some people who could potentially help you? Potentially. If you were to, say, try to have everyone leave the room to return to the main area where everybody is for an event of some kind, maybe an address or a dance or something.
I can certainly announce that something is occurring in a different part of the castle, that all would be well to attend. Yes. I am known here enough to know that people would think it is not odd that I was doing it.
Excellent. If we could evacuate the entire room, would be much better. But we would need something to actually happen in the other room.
Yes.
What if something happened in the main room? Like a explosion. Or maybe something, maybe not. That's a bit that like
You're a bit quiet, bro.
a big noise of some sort.
There you go.
Or a explosion of light. Something that, and then you can evacuate everyone from the room.
An option. I was going to suggest perhaps a nice reason to leave. A party, a feast, a
toast, an address.
yes.
Yeah, well,
The starting
can
of
you
the
organise
the
one?
event.
You want me to organize a feast?
Well, no, I mean, if you're going to go in and say, hey, everyone, come and listen to this thing or do this thing, and then they walk out and it doesn't happen.
Then they walk back, and it is odd. Could one of you perhaps magic yourselves to look like Istrad, perhaps, and give an address, while the others perform a robbery? Or magic me. I could do it. I could try.
I reckon it might be better to do a dress on his behalf rather than actually showing up as him.
Well, yes. If only... my only concern, and this is small thing, if he was to do an address, or someone else was to do it on his behalf, well, if someone else was to do it on his behalf, the logical place to do it would be the grand the grand audience chamber, which is the place you want evacuated, and it's also the most. It's just logical, I suppose. A
So
feast.
what else?
I'm suggesting a feast because the feast happens somewhere else.
Do these servants already have a feast planned? Can we perhaps bump it up a couple of hours to say in the
Perhaps.
next 20 minutes?
Yes. I don't know. We can go and look, though. The kitchens. I can go and ask, go and look. Perhaps prompt this, or just go in and say, we need the feast, the master's request one. I don't know how many servants there are. My impression is they have mostly been eaten. I have not seen one, let's put it that way. The only one we have encountered is Cyrus.
And he was so much help.
Yes. Could we not just be cleaning it?
I'm not sure if you saw the same room I did. That room does not need any more cleaning.
They're lords. They don't... Oh, servants doing their jobs.
But you're not going to ask them to get out of the room so you can clean it, are you?
But you don't need to. They just ignore you while you do your job.
Yeah, which is fine. But,
Right until you throw it out the window.
yeah.
Well,
Well-
we don't have to take it out the window. Take it down, to clean it, remove it to another place. Any window will do.
We would need to probably change the drop area.
I don't know how much has been organized so far. Hey,
That
Terrace.
is true. I mean, other option to get people out. Where would most of the dancing be occurring, if there were to be any?
Either the main hallway or the room they're in. Or potentially the banquet room, but that's got a large table in it. It was the place, we have not been, I have not shown it to you, though as you would be aware of it. It was the place where you could hear organ music coming from. Like quite jaunty organ music. If we thought we could do it quickly, I would simply go up and say, dinner is served. Tell them all to go downstairs, and we do it quickly while they're gone.
How quick can we be?
This I leave to you. I don't really know the mechanics of getting the thing down.
Telenox?
I haven't had a close enough look yet. I don't know how. Yeah, I'd need to look at the braces. I don't know if it'll take just a shot or if we can just. What if we combine two plans? What if we head in and do some cleaning and do a bit of a scout and then have an idea of how much time we'd need.
Very well.
We do still have one problem though. Aragorn, can you
I will go and
Selenox
look in
is
the
gonna-
kitchens, if you like, to see if a feast is in the offing.
Selenox is going to pull Aragorn away from where Smoothie is
Yeah.
still listening. And then I'm going to look back and go even further. And then I'm going to speak really quietly. The Terran who is kind of holding court, telling the stories. Do you know that one?
No, he is new to me. Well,
Could you get
No.
him out of the room? Ask him to tell you some more stories over a glass of wine.
potentially.
Don't mind. But
I-
just him out of the room.
This I can probably do. In fact, this could perhaps he may be the key. He is priest. This is chapel. Suggest perhaps a service. Bring all of the people down to the chapel to hear a sermon.
I
I
mean,
could tell him
I kind of
Strahd requested.
I kind of assumed that he wasn't running services being in the current company. But,
That was not my impression from overhearing him.
yeah.
He was talking quite passionately, Josh is saying. He was talking passionately about the services, about
Yeah.
Titan.
All right. So Selenox is going to go back to Smoothie and Ez. Kid,
Hmm?
you up for getting the skull? We're not going to see.
Yeah.
We can deal with that later. But if I can tell you, you won't see him yet. Are you okay helping with getting the skull down?
Yeah. It's not about. This is a lie. Sal knows him well enough, but this is what he's going with. It's not about me seeing him. It's about him seeing me.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be undercover.
Yeah, of course. And we'll make sure he doesn't.
So,
Right,
the birds are far away. The only thing, I guess, is that I don't know how we're gonna get the skull that big out without making a bunch of noise, and whatever cover we have, it's gone. So, are we good? Are we good that this is our last moments here, or do we want to do anything else while we're here before we do that? We got what we need, really. I don't mind. I'm just saying. I can't think of a quiet way we're getting this thing out, and then we're wanted people, right?
Well, at the moment, we're just going to look at how to get it out. We might need tools and equipment to get it out.
Right. It
anyway.
might take a while, but the plan is to get it out, and we're gonna do that if we can, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Is,
fine.
You've got the Revenant in touch as well. If we can get it straight out the window, we don't need to wait for the birds.
Yeah.
If the Revenant are close enough, they can grab it and go. And
DM
when-
question. I believe they were one of
They-
the. Are
they
they
can
on
be
their way,
here.
or are they
If you
Yeah.
message them saying we're about to chuck it out the window, they will catch it.
right? Okay. I've got a spare spell slot for that. Yeah, and then we'd pretty much have to either push our luck or book it after that, and we'd be like there's if we're if we're doing what I think we're doing, we're pushing this thing out the window. We're basically
Off the
wrecking
throne room.
we're wrecking Notre Dame, is what we're doing. Like, we're completely destroying an entire window here. Like, one of those big, massive cone-like things, right? So, like, I don't think we're coming back without a significant amount of stealth. Don't fucking tell me not to play the drinking game! Yeah.
Does anyone have anything to make it smaller? Any of you magic folk? Can you make it not so big?
I wanted something like that. I talked about it, but I didn't know anyone who could do it.
Right. No. All right.
I think Irina probably will.
I can only blow it up, sorry.
Yeah, I think we need it whole. But maybe we'll blow up I'm sure we'll find something for you to blow up. Don't stress.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What are
6,
we
7, 8,
counting?
9, 10, 11. The amount of times the camera's got off. It's a drinking
Oh, right,
game.
okay, right.
Ah!
Well, I'm just posting numbers.
So this is a row question. Maybe it's a Selenox question as well. Selenox isn't that smart. She's very wise. She's not smart.
Yeah.
I don't really understand. I understand that we need to get the skull because the Revenant are going to go and free their boss so that they can help us. I get that.
Yeah.
What's all the other stuff for?
What do you mean the other
What,
stuff?
we've
what
got
other
the-
stuff?
We've got the amulet.
Yeah.
We've got Aragorn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've
what's the
got the
question?
sword.
It's just stuff
got
that'll
all
be
this
useful
shit.
for killing Strahd with.
Okay, it's just like so we don't have to use it
What's
in
the
a
Handy
specific
shit.
way.
Yeah, you didn't need to
Okay.
get all of it.
Okay, I'm asking what all the stuff that we've gotten.
You're just
like,
stacking
if there's
the
a
deck for
specific,
yourself.
Like spell or a something
No,
that I like
no.
we need to use those things for.
No.
And I missed something.
No.
No,
Okay.
we've just been finding stuff and grabbing it. And
Yeah.
that's what Smoothie is saying, is that we have an opportunity with the sun up to find more stuff. Even though you could tell he would absolutely not love to not be here. He is trying to keep his head swiveled on.
That
And
is the
he's-
other thing. You haven't explored the castle very thoroughly yet. There is more stuff potentially to find.
But we've got all the Taroka stuff.
Yep. You do have all
we've
this
got all of
Taroka
that,
stuff.
but we've already found something by going 2 rooms adjacent that has
Okay.
given someone lightning
Okay.
powers.
Cool.
Jack
Do you wanna-
isn't advocating one way or another. Smoothie is definitely going, yeah, let's do that. Please no, please no, please no. I'd like to leave. So there's no right answer as far as I'm
Alright.
concerned.
Yeah.
I'm just
Alright, well, we-
pointing out in character
It's
what we
just-
could do.
We
Focus
can-
on mission.
All right.
Let's go.
Well, we could. Should we? We could go past the feast hall because that might give us a reason to get everyone out of that room anyway.
This it would.
And I've
As a
still.
pl-
There's
As
a
a
jug
player,
of wine
basically,
somewhere.
I'm saying that like if we commit to it, that's totally fine. Just that is an option that we can check out more shit. We could even push our luck and go another way after we drop off the skull. That is a possibility. I wouldn't recommend it, but we could do it.
So shall we check out the feast hall? And if there is a feast, then
Let's
we've got
use
a
it.
perfect excuse to get everyone from the other room to that room.
Yes.
Wouldn't they already be there? If that's well, okay,
Well, they might not have been told about it yet.
sure,
Especially if all the servants around here have been eaten.
okay.
Question before we do anything. Josh, given Ez likes putting things together and making things, would she have actually noticed what the skull was being held up by and might be able to...
Iron bars, like just wrought iron bars, bolted to the
Okay.
stone walls. You just need something to shear the bolts off, really, at bare minimum. So small explosions would work.
Or extreme heat
Or
if
that
we're trying to be quiet.
Explosions.
explosions, you say?
They better be synchronized, and we better be quick in getting the fucker out.
Yeah. Cool. So your plan is to go to the banquet hall and then upstairs to investigate the skull more thoroughly. Basically, do this time what you planned to do last time, but kind of got sidetracked by the whole big and maybe not being dead thing.
Well, he's not a vampire, so I don't know what else he can
He's up and down. He's fine. He's fine.
Fine.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. Let me find the notes on the banquet hall. Grand landing, and staircase, chapel. Here we go. Dining hall. So you head back up the large and luxurious hallway. You've redonned or I don't think you've really actually gotten your taken your costumes off. Is Esmeralda invisible again, or has she become visible?
Well, she was visible, she's going invisible again.
Okay.
She's quickly running out of spell slots.
Good Good.
I mean,
Good.
Can we count that hangout in the church as a short rest?
No. Unless you want to stay there for another hour.
Well, I mean, I thought we were there for quite a while dealing with a breakdown
10 minutes
and such.
maybe,
I
but
thought
if you
maybe-
wanted to stay
okay.
another 50 minutes, you could. Yeah, sure. Just leave
Fair.
Smoothie an hour to chill. Just let that stew in his brain.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I just thought
I'm
I'd...
a method actor, Ro, I'll do it.
Yeah, okay. So,
No one
that's
move
fine.
for 15 minutes.
I just thought I'd check.
Nope.
I'd like to attune with a certain thing.
Attunement, I'm reasonably confident, does take a long rest, not a short.
Oh, I
1
just
hour.
googled it and it said
Is it
short,
now? Oh,
but
okay, very well
That
then.
might be...
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 hour.
Very well.
But all good. Doesn't apply anyway.
Okay. No. I may be misremembering because I'm pretty sure the thing itself said only after 1 hour. Only after a long rest, rather.
Okay, so maybe it's a subject specific.
But it might be a yes, it might be a specific to the island.
don't
But I
have the
could also be
statutes
just
on it.
completely misremembering.
Doesn't matter. We don't have an hour anyway, so I can't do it.
Creature tuned to the icon. No,
Once we
no,
get-
it's just 1 hour. There you go. Yeah.
As if you can help me, I did prepare something. I can get up there. I kind of the room, the room should be clear first, so he doesn't see me. But I think I have something that might be able to get it off. It's the bolts might still be attached, but I think I can. I think I can make it work. I just need to get up there, and I don't want him to see me, so.
Okay, how do I help?
Well, help me with the geography here, Josh. Banquet hall is where everybody is, and dragon is above, like here on the stair area?
The throne room is where everybody is, and Dragon Head is above the one of the doors. Yes.
I see. Okay, so we're basically just squeezing out the banquet hall to just see what's up, and
Yeah.
then we're leading them to that in
Hopefully.
some fashion.
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, the plan pretty much remains the same. I just forgot that I had prepared this, so I'm bringing it up because I just remembered my own self.
Aragal comes in with a ladder. And he says, "If we are cleaning, we will want this, perhaps."
Sure.
Okay, you go first to the banquet hall. The dining hall is quite impressive. 3 enormous crystal chandeliers brilliantly illuminate this magnificent chamber. Pillars of stone stand against dull white marble walls supporting the ceiling. In the center of the room, a long, heavy table is covered with a fine white satin cloth. The table has been laden with many delectable foods, roasted beast basted in a savory sauce, roots and herbs of every taste, and sweet fruits and vegetables. Places are set for each of the about 40-odd places along there, each of the guests, and you've counted about 40-odd, with fine, delicate china and silver. At each place, a crystal goblet is filled with an amber liquid, with a delicate, tantalizing fragrance. At the center of the far west wall, between floor-to-ceiling mirrors, stands a massive pipe organ. Its pipes blare out a thunderous melody that speaks in its tone of greatness and despair. And seated at the organ, facing away from you, is a single caped figure pounding on the keys in raptured ecstasy. The figure is clearly that of a Terran.
A familiar term?
Yeah, fairly familiar. I think you could say so. Yeah. As you come in, they
Familiar to Salinox in particular, maybe?
but rather familiar. Yeah,
Intimately?
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know intimately. I
mean-
never. Lady doesn't kiss and tell.
Jack knows.
Jack is aware. And yeah, you open the door and you see somebody you really kind of thought was asleep playing the organ.
Back out, please.
Don't leave. Come, sit, please. Let us talk.
I'm going to continue backing out of the room.
Walk in, back up.
And hope he was talking to someone else.
Selenox,
God
Smoothie.
damn it.
Please, I wish only to converse. Bring your friend Esmeralda as well.
It's clearly only two of us here, mate.
Aragal is standing beside you. He hasn't turned around yet either. He's still playing the organ.
Yeah, well, I mean, he kind of works here, doesn't he? Isn't that how?
Of course. So, why don't the four of you come and join me?
What's the occasion?
You're going to give me a crick in the neck, my dear, if you're going to have the conversation from the other end of the room.
Alright, Selenox is going to start walking towards him, but at the same time, she's going...
think he knows we're here.
I don't know.
Shit.
I can hear all four beating hearts.
Just... Yeah, I'm just gonna follow Sal.
Oh, your beat just increased a little. Except Esmeralda. That's very interesting. Do you know she slows down? Perhaps I should be worried.
Well, maybe that's just the effect you have on certain people.
It has been known. So, my friends, to what do I owe the pleasure?
Oh, you know, heard you throw a good party.
That I do. This is a momentous occasion. One long in the making. 300 years at least.
What's the occasion? All right, there you go. I'll ask you the question.
You and your activities have brought into clear focus that I have lost mine. So I have found it and brought it back. Activities must now be moved apace.
You brought back your focus.
I had squandered my time here. I was lazy. Barovia deserves a strong ruler. Someone to make it... Someone to be invested in it once again. I hope you're
Okay.
counting, Chad. I've lost...
So, a strong ruler. So what's that mean?
One who is unbound, unattached, not reliant on the power of another. Cake Master, thank you very much for the follow, you bloody champion. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag. Hi, D&Ders. Hi, Cake Master. I'm just gonna say, Ellie, do you just want to turn your camera off for a little while?
Yeah, I think I do. I'm invisible now, and you can't see me when I invisibly nod at you.
Yeah, right. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna make another thing to occupy the same space as Ellie B. Be with you in just a
Thank you.
second.
It's
And-
because the camera's going on and off, so it moves
Yeah.
everything around.
And we don't want to get to
So-
20.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
What
9,
happens?
10,
What
11,
happens if we
12.
get to 20? I missed that in chat.
I think
Alright,
everybody
I'll
has to
leave
drink.
Drink, 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 drink,
Ink, ink, ink.
drink, drink,
Okay.
drink, drink, drink.
Everybody
Right.
has to drink.
Drink, 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 drink.
Shut, 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 shut.
Everybody.
Alright.
We went on a cruise
To the
once,
sea,
and
sea.
at the end of the dinner every night, there were these two guys who walked around carrying a tray full of Carnival Cruise shots,
Amazing.
singing, "Shot, shot, shot."
Shut, shut.
So good.
Good for that.
And you got to keep the shot glass every time you did a shot. We have a rather large collection of Carnival Cruise shot glasses.
Okay. Hey, Cal. Did anime homebrew D&D character once. It was very funny. Ooh.
I
Excellent.
want in.
All right. So, Selenox is talking to Strahd himself. And Strahd is saying some worrying shit. Continue.
So, who are you bound to? Or, so you're bound. Who are you bound to?
This isn't him thinking, this is Josh thinking about the best way to phrase it. Or how he would phrase it. My dear, as powerful as I am, I was not able to build this place myself. A deal had to be made. I borrowed
Alright.
some power, and I would like to be able to just keep it.
Right. And how does your friend over at the temple feel about that?
Well, exactly. Not the best. However, I think I have found a replacement power source.
All right.
And you can make me a perception check.
Replacement power source.
I don't know what
I
that
love
means.
that for you. Totally. 13.
13. He looks at you. He has at this point, until this point, he has just been playing playing the organ. He's been sort of concentrating on the sheet music. This is the first time he turns to look at you. Smoothie, you can also make me a perception check if you like. Hearing based.
Okay. He's played with me so long, Chad, he already knows what I'm going to ask.
No, enough.
12
Siri.
plus 8. 20,
Siri.
not natural. The good news is we can barely hear her, so it's all good.
Okay. It's irritating to me, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, Selenox, he looks at you. That's all you notice, that he is looking at you. Like, very specifically. Smoothie, you notice that whilst the organ is playing, he isn't touching it. His fingers are, like, he is making the actions, but there is no... You notice because he's not... You'd hear the clunk of someone pressing down. He's not.
Sure.
So, what's the power source?
Again, Josh is thinking. He says, no. That would be telling. I am not some storybook villain who gives the hero his great plan.
Oh, well, I mean, you seem to be enjoying a good monologue, so I wasn't going to stop you.
No, you are asking the questions. It is rude for me to not answer them. But in this
And
case, I am
yet-
afraid I must exercise some circumspection.
So the ruler of
Even
Barovia
for a
is still-
face as pretty as yours.
Ah, you're making me blush.
Uncomfortable.
So, just to be clear, the ruler of Barovia deserves is still you.
Did you think otherwise?
Well, I mean,
If you have eyes on the spot yourself, my dear, you are going to have to come back with a bigger sword than the one in your pocket. I gave my brother that blade, you know.
Yeah?
Come and take it then.
Was that before or after you pushed him off?
Oh, long before
Anyway.
I did that. And he then turns to Smoothie and says, "All in good time, my young friend. Have you seen your grandfather? He
Why?
seems quite well." The power
We're here.
source needs to cook. And I have a wedding to prepare.
Oh, so that's what the party's for. So you're
In
liking
part.
your friend a lot.
No, actually, I find her boorish, but she will make a good vessel.
I'm not sure that that's... anyway. Oh,
It was a pleasure.
yep,
It always
charmed.
is. Have a lovely day. Enjoy the party.
Enjoy
And-
your nap.
And he fades.
Shame it is not a permanent nap.
Oh, was he never here? What the fuck was that?
Yeah, it was an illusion.
Aragal, get away from the weird organ.
He was messing with us.
I'm not touching the organ. No.
Get away from it.
I'm going
Oh,
to
okay.
quietly say to Sal, how did he know that Aragal was with us?
We would not be here if he did not want us here. Of course he knows how we got here.
Somewhat of a relief to know I don't have to operate in the shadows anymore.
Considering it is sunlight, you were not in the shadows to begin with. We need to get to the other room quickly. We are running out of time.
I actually think
So-
not being able to see Ellie is perfect. Because we can't see Ez either.
But, I think... So, yeah, we can get to the other room and find... But what is he talking about, this vessel? Is he trying to bring his...
Getting in your head, Sal. It's not important.
If he's got
Not
some
right now.
power source that he can get rid of his connection with that...
We have limited time. What are we doing?
What?
Yes.
We need to clear the other room.
The banquet appears prepared.
Great. Use that, or use the plan we talked about before. But by the time the three of us go up those stairs, what I talked about needs to have happened, please.
Very well.
You're probably better off leaving the castle after that. You've been sprung.
Okay. I will await you in Barovia itself. He precedes you upstairs, and you hear him. You hear him.
Can I just before he goes, if he's been told to leave by Smoothie,
Once we break the thing out.
I'm gonna ask him to, again, making sure I can't be heard. I'm gonna ask him to take Biggin with him, if he can. I don't
Out
know what
of-
the fuck's going on, but if there's any chance that there's still some of that kid's grandfather in there, just take him with you. Keep him.
I can promise you there is at least some.
So
I'll try. This
We'll
is
do
just
with
an
it
old
later.
man.
Is he though? I don't know.
I
But
don't
yeah,
know.
If you're leaving, see if you can take it.
What do you think I should do? Banquet or sermon?
I'd go for the banquet and take him aside for a private sermon, if you can.
Very well. I will try. You... Yeah. If I succeed, I will be in the chapel. I don't know I can make him leave. But if I will be able, I suspect, to get him to the chapel. Give me 2 minutes. They will probably come down and then you will know that I have succeeded. You hear him, and Smoothie would probably hear him say, "Ladies, gentlemen, dinner is served." And chat. I need a highs or lows. I need a D2 in chat, please. Highs, he is successful in convincing Biggin to give him a private. Highs it was. There we go. Thank you, Terrace. Yeah. You hear a group of excited partygoers pass you on the way down the stairs, and once again he spoils us. Oh, Mr. Ambassador, you spoil us. As they all pass into the banquet hall, then you, I think, press against the wall and watch as Aragal walks stiffly and awkwardly, but arm in arm, with a Terran priest down the...
I'm going to make sure my body is in between Smoothie and that.
In between, yes, down the way to the down the Hall of Faith. He is extolling the virtues of the faith of Titon to the young Vistani man, and says, it is so wonderful to hear such piety coming from someone of your ilk. I am glad to perform any conversions I can. As they head. Heading up the stairs, you find a ladder leaning against the staircase wall. And
Internally, I think he's holding back vomit. Like it's in his neck. It's like bile.
Yeah.
As he hears all this.
You emerge up into the grand throne room. Now deserted, but still merrily decorated. Several items of food and drink have been left on little occasional tables, but yeah, largely it is deserted. The three-piece musical group have also stopped and apparently gone down for dinner as well. So you have the place to yourselves. What do you do?
I'm gonna try and shake it off to the best of my ability, and I'm gonna look at the space between. You said iron bars. How many? 2?
2. One underneath and one along the top.
I think I can do both. But we'll need to find a way to catch it and bring it over. I don't know what to do there.
How heavy is the? Like I know it's huge, but is it like carryable by different people?
There are rafters. I think Esmeralda would be the one to sort of talk to about this one. Esmeralda, can you please make me an engineering check? So intelligence. What would you do? What would you use for engineering, Esmeralda? I'll allow you to make a proposition for it. 20 is pretty good.
Intelligence, so.
Yeah, intelligent, but if you had a particular skill to utilize, I think, survival, possibly intelligence survival, or possibly, but a straight 20 is pretty good either way. Let's just say she looks at it and...
modifier on survival anyway, so...
All right, well, there you go then. As looking up, you see some rafters above that could well sort of... If you had a rope attached from the skull to the rafters, you could just sort of swing it.
Also take out the window. Excellent.
I can get the bars out, but then I'm very low on spells. Like
Okay.
I'm gonna adjust the stone, so the bar will basically pop out, and then it'll only have one thing holding it, and then there'll be another. So we'll need to get the whatever you're gonna do in place first, I think.
Okay, let me rig the rope first. I think I'm going to need a ladder to get up there.
You'll need more than... The ladder is to get you up to the height of the dragon skull. To get you to the rafters would be a flying...
Where are you? I can do that. Where
Yeah.
are you?
She'll just grab Smoothie slightly.
Okay,
Like,
up we go.
Oh. Can you carry her?
I'm strength 10. She's a mouse. I assume so.
But you're not very big, is my thing. I didn't know you
She's
could
the
carry
mermaid.
somebody else whilst flying, but like for expediency, yes, you do that. And yeah, you fly Esmeralda, invisible Esmeralda, up to the rafters. Esmeralda ties a knot, and
works
yeah.
now.
So someone's going to have to tie this rope to the dragon skull. Who's doing that? Yep. Selenox, as you climb up the ladder to the one of the horns on the back of the dragon skull, seems like one of the best places to loop the rope around. Your claw touches the skull, and in your head you hear a booming voice. Finally, somebody comes to chat.
Yep, that's why I'm... Yep. Hi.
You're not one of the usual types for this place.
Oh, thank you.
Most of those around here are quite mad, driven insane by the nature of this place, yet you seem to be in possession of your faculties.
Ha, again. Thank you.
What is it you seek to do with my remains?
I'm going to give them back to your body.
Oh. You have my gratitude.
Great.
My spirit is broken. My men insane.
They need you.
Yes. Thank you. You do me this boon, I should do you one in return. This place that you see, describe it.
The place that I see.
That you are in right now, what does it look like?
Quite nice. Suspiciously so, I would say.
You are under a geas, then.
Right, and let's just pretend for a second that I don't know what that is.
An illusion spell, a very powerful one. You perceive the place to be different than it is.
Right. But you are... Well, I'm talking to you, so we've got the... I can see you.
The skull is
That's good.
here. I have inhabited this place a long time. I know its true face. I could show you, if you wish.
Yeah, that would probably be helpful, actually.
Brace yourself. Ro, can you please make me a wisdom save?
Yep. 21.
Very nice. Very nice. Selenox. It is a pulse. Like If you ever, you've been to like concerts and stood really near the speakers. You know how it's almost a physical force, the sound coming off the speakers? You can feel it in your chest, like reverberating in all of your... the human body is full of empty spaces, and that's what it is. It's resonating with those. This is kind of like that. There is a sort of a subsonic pulse, exactly, Bishop Blood, through you as... the world spins a little bit. You grab hold of the horn of the skull to sort of stop yourself from falling off, but it doesn't have any other further effect. The glamour of the place fades like someone has turned off a light switch. In the place of the drapes, ragged strips of cloth infested with cobwebs hang limply, fluttering occasionally in the breeze from the cracked window. The candles are all out, and what little light there was comes through that dusty window. The lack of light might actually be a benefit, however, as the charnel reek of the place hints at details that you may be missing. In the place of every piece of furniture, now there lie piles of shredded corpses. What structure the furnishings have is constructed of bone and sinew. The rest of my description is that of the revelers, but they're gone, so that's probably a blessing. Red is still the overriding color, but it's a different kind of red. And I don't know if you've ever been to an abattoir, but that's kind of what it smells like.
Right. So, don't suppose you know why Charming McCharmison is making this look not like this?
It's not actually him who did it. It's them. Those that live here, infesting this place. They can't bear what they've become. So they see a more noble illusion. It helps
Right.
them retain what little of themselves remain.
Yeah. And so you've been here for a long time. Don't suppose you know you've been watching the castle, but Strahd he's doing some sort of big thing
Yes.
soon. You know anything about it?
I am afraid I lack any information on that cause, but there is a change in the fabric of this place. It's like someone has been hitting the world with a hammer. Cracks are forming. And I don't think it's him that was doing it. So if he is doing something, I imagine it's in response to that.
Well,
But he does
I
not
hope-
keep me in his confidences.
no, I imagine not. And I'm sorry you've had to wait so long here. Some of your people are still, they're trying to fight the good fight. We'd appreciate a hand at some point.
I will send those I can, if you can reunite me with them. I apologize, I don't know if I have introduced. I am Argenvost.
Nice to formally meet you. I'm Selenox, and Soot would very much like to meet you as well. This is Soot. So it's like been like little nose, like stroking out, like so excited.
Again! It is odd. I feel I do know Soot. As if half remembered from a distant dream, but I do know this fine fellow. A pleasure, Selenox. I hope to discuss things with you again. So, Sel, you can see a very different place.
Yeah, fun times for me, but it's going to be good. I'm going to go and find some stuff out once I'm done with that.
Oh, he does. Sorry, before you let go, he says there is the castle. It's almost alive. And like most living beings, it has a heart. I don't know where it is, but I can feel it. If you are an opponent of Strahd, that might be useful information.
You can feel it. Does it give you a...
I'm afraid I lack any locational information.
Fine. No, that is helpful.
But injuring it may injure him or the castle itself.
Well, thank you for all your help, and yeah, I'll see you soon, and hopefully.
I hope so too.
And I'm gonna finish attaching the rope, I guess.
You do that. Smoothie, as you see Selenox, almost, her eyes are closed as she is just holding on to one of the horns of the dragon, and soot has curled out around the horn and eye socket of the skull. But the two of them seem to be very intent in it. However, you two are attaching ropes to ceiling rafters, so you may or may not notice. I leave it to you to decide whether or not you do.
I think, if I may, I think I would probably notice her sliding a little off the skull, and I'll go, oh God. And she walks up to me, just kind of keeping her aloft. She's transfixed, just like, yeah.
You haven't even taken that strength potion yet. Good job.
I hate you. Get out.
Everyone's gonna stop and watch this and just be like, why is it always the insane ones? Why?
Okay.
Selenox, the window that you can see has holes in it. Loads of them.
Yeah. Wait, so when we, it's gonna fit, can it fit through the skull?
Not fit, but it's already cracked and broken is my point.
Yeah.
It's only going to make it worse, not... Like, I suppose the point is, if they're imagining what they want to see, they may not even notice that it's gone.
Fair enough.
Cool. Right, so Argenvost and I had a chat.
Is that what you were doing?
Yep, and I like him still. We chatted to him previously. Still like him. He...
Hi. I'll wave at the skull.
He turned off the illusion here, and I strongly suggest you keep it on. This room is not nice. It does not smell nice. It does not look nice. It's not nice. But on the upside, the people who live here, apparently, they want it to look like you see so bad that they've created that image. So maybe they just won't notice that we
are you there?
took this out.
I'm still here.
What's that word you taught me? Metaphor.
Metaphysical.
Metaphor. It's a metaphor for Strahd.
That
Nice on the outside, nothing underneath.
right. Well,
Did I get it
There's
right?
something underneath.
yep,
Doesn't
nothing
smell
underneath. Nothing to see here. Not yet. Anyway, my
Worse
point
things
is,
underneath.
we might be able to see, if they're just seeing what they want to see, get rid of the skull, they might just see what they
Aye.
saw before.
Oh,
But
okay.
he's keen to help. He's going to go. Well, he's very, very thankful that we're getting him back to his crew.
Okay. Anything else?
Oh yeah. He said that the castle is alive-ish, and it has a heart. And if we can take that out, he reckons taking Strahd out will be easier. So I don't know how to find a castle's heart, but if we can find that, and I can see everything now, so that might help.
Do we want to do that today? If we do this, I'll be really low. But that sounds like something we might want to do while there's no chance of vampires, right?
I think we should get Argenvost out while we can. I don't want to lose that opportunity. The room's clear.
Yeah.
And like I say, they might just come back and see what they think they're going to see. Or we might even get away with it.
Okay. Is Aragorn with us?
No.
No,
he was
he
sent
took
to the
her.
chapel.
Right. He said he was going to meet us later. I'm gonna.
I think in
say this out
Barovia,
loud to
not out.
my
not
friends
here,
then. Out in the village. I will say this out loud. Then it might be worth him finding out where it is if we're not going back once we drop off the skull.
The heart?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he knows.
Put him to work. Right?
Yeah, for sure. Do you guys need me to get the? You've got a plan for getting the skull out the window right now?
No. I have a plan for popping
No,
the thing
sorry.
out of the stone.
And Ez, you've got a plan for getting out the window. Do you need my bulk?
If you can make it swing,
Oh, all right. Yes, cool. Yeah.
just think
So,
of
do you
it
think
like,
there's
like a
a way on your end that you could break one of the bolts, and I'll break mine up the top? That'll save me a spell. I wouldn't say no to that.
Yeah. Well, let me have a. Can I have a look at the bolts? Can I? Are they like? Can I attack them?
Yeah. Yeah, you absolutely could. What weaponry do you have? The best for attacking this sort of thing is hammers and sort of blunt weaponry. But any levers or something you could use to, apply pressure.
Could I use my ice knife and try and like freeze it and then?
Yeah. So you're going to try the spell to make it frozen and brittle and then break the actual bolt itself.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I like that. Very well. It's hard to fuck it up, but give it a go. Make the attack with the ice knife. Yeah, if you're wanting to act. So if one bolt off won't make it immediately fall off the wall. So
I'm thinking for the most swing, we do it at the same time, so the mass kind of does its thing as best as it can. So we kind of count it down, and I'm going to stone shape, and basically I can make stone do what I want it to do. So I'm thinking it just pops out, and then at the same time, Sel makes her swing, and then hopefully it goes ping ping at the same time, and just goes, I'm a big skull, whee!
Swings out toward the window, and because of the way Esmeralda has lengthened the ropes, it will go through the window before it reaches the apex of its swing, at which point she just cuts the rope.
Right.
And it just falls out the window.
Without us having to push it is what I'm thinking. So
When you say stone shape, you can actually make the stone in exchange push. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I
Yeah.
could do that. I will do that. That's yes.
Good use of that
will
spell.
do
Well done. Cool. Alrighty. So cells is the one that's tricky. Stone shape will just work.
So, Could I use entangle instead?
Whatever you choose to do, I'll give you guidance before, so you got a minute to add a d4.
How would entangle work?
Well, I was gonna say that it could use like viney, because I do remember actually now my ice knife, we were gonna flavor it viney as well, because all my things are viney. But so I can stick with the ice knife if you're happy for damage, but like it's vines that are coming out and like gripping onto it and trying to pull it away, and then I'll also use my dagger.
Yeah, it would just be icy vines. It doesn't need to be. Yeah, that's fine. So make the attack with ice knife.
19 to hit.
Very nice. Cool. Roll the damage, I think.
So the damage from that.
Oof.
Oh my god, are you serious?
It's not. This isn't really about what breaks the bolt. It's just freezing it.
So I got 1.
Yep.
But it hit, so technically I still get 2d6 cold damage.
Yes.
Yeah, it hit and then it explodes. So
Yes.
Yeah, so I got 1 from the first one, and then the explosion
7
is 7
cold damage. Which
and then
ices up the bolt itself, and then you take a swing at it with your weapon to shatter the frozen bolt. Yeah, cool. Make me a weapon attack, whichever. Rapier. Yep.
for fuck's sake, Jesus.
Oof.
11.
An 11 is you just sort of bash against the wall, I'm afraid. You're just like, yeah. Try again, though, because there's no reason to not.
Yeah.
26, there you go. You sit back and like, no, focus, Cell, and swing. You're just trying to not. Yours is the awkward one because there's a dragon skull in the way. You're like, you don't want to break the skull. Cell severs the bolt. Smoothie, at the same time, engages shape earth.
Shape stone. Yeah.
Shape stone. And the stone, basically the stone holding the bolt just becomes a much larger hole, and the bolt just comes free, whilst at the same time the block turns into a pillar of stone that just shoves the skull into a massive swing. There is a creak of iron as the 2 brackets bend aside, and this giant wooden bony skull swings creaking across the room, and Esmeralda and Smoothie see it pass through the window, just shattering the window as it goes through it. Before Esmeralda slashes the rope. Cell, you see it doesn't do anywhere near as much damage as far as you can see, however. The window is already pretty badly damaged. However, there is now, amusingly, a Wile E. Coyote-style dragon skull-shaped hole in the window. But only the one Cell can see. Smoothie and Esmeralda, you see this whole window just get destroyed by the passage of this skull out into the nice sunny day beyond. Esmeralda then cuts the rope, and the skull falls to the ground.
Please, soldiers, now.
And Smoothie, are you anywhere near the window to see the?
I would be flying along with it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. As in out the window, watching it, like guiding its fall.
I don't think I would have the power to guide it, but I would be following along with it and messaging as soon as I see it upward stroke and see it's worked. I'd be going, now, please. Don't. Like, this is not my fault once this happens.
Yeah. You see blurred figures. Just streaks of light almost shooting over the hills, heading towards Ravenloft, and then beneath the skull, just as it lands, 4 figures in tattered armor catch it. They lower it reverently to the ground. They each turn and bow towards you before picking it up and walking significantly more leisurely back the direction they came from. Quickly, but it is still a walk.
Take your time.
It's heavy. And I think we will have a short little breaklet there. So we'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes, everybody. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
17.
Vast ahoy and good day, mateys. We be back to give you some more Humblewood of Midnight and Madness. To our lovely new chatter, Warhorse, hello, good to meet you. Everybody's been nicely explaining D&D. Basically, it is... We're all imagining a group world. We're having a collective hallucination. I am the storyteller. I am the person who describes the world, and the others are the people who describe the people in the world. I am Middle-earth, and the rest of them are the Fellowship. I am also all the orcs and goblins and everything that the Fellowship have to deal with. This is a vampire setting. But we're also, everybody is fun animal people, so we have Ro is playing Selenox. Selenox is a Strig, or an owl folk. Then we have Smoothie, who is a bat folk, played by the wonderful Jack, and Eliby is a Esmeralda, who is a little Gerbine lady. They're all different classes, so a lot of it is, if you've seen the D&D movie, I believe you have, that is more about the setting than anything else, but that is set in, I believe it's set in Faerun, which is one of the major settings of Dungeons & Dragons, the Forgotten Realms. That's the setting. That is a lot of the things. I think the movie did quite a good job of...
I thought that I did a really good job.
Yeah.
It was fucking excellent.
Including
also,
up to and including the fuck about. Yes. Yeah. It watched rather like a campaign is played. Like, there is often some wild, silly fuckabout going on as well, which is very, very strong.
Someone in chat, Sid the Cyberman.
Sid the Cyberman.
Has given the
Sid,
DM
you bloody champion. Thank you very much.
inspiration.
Which sometimes I use for the benefit of the players. I mean, hell, I used my last one to try and help you guys. Didn't work, but I did try.
That's true.
Yeah. So, yeah, and we like to play it a little bit interactively as well, Warhorse. So if you do, our chat can actually, I sometimes throw questions or dice rolls out to the chat, and dice are basically what are used to determine the success or failure of certain actions. Where the result is in doubt, we roll the dice. And if the people are good at it, they get to add a modifier to determine whether or not it works. There you go. Bishop Blood just rolled a d20 and got a 5, which would not be a very good roll. But fortunately, we weren't using it for anything, so that's fine. Let us continue. The gang has just managed to get a giant dragon skull off the wall of the audience chamber, the grand audience throne room chamber of Strahd von Zadovich, one of the most famous vampire characters in D&D. Probably the most famous vampire character in D&D. One of the most famous vampires outside of fucking Dracula, I would say. But in my world, he is a batfolk, and he is a very nasty customer. And the gang earlier had a conversation with him, or at least an illusion of him. It's just this, Terrace. That's, I think, where we're up to. They have just swung the giant dragon skull out of the window. It was caught by a bunch of revenants who were knights who used to worship said dragon, and they are now taking it back to reunite it with the spirit of the dragon itself, Argenvost, a moon dragon. For Bishop Blood, because I know he'd like that little detail. Argenvost was a moon dragon. And I may have described him previously as a silver dragon, but I apologize. I hadn't finished the lore regarding dragons in my world. He was a moon dragon. There you are. What do you do next?
All right. So just bear with me for a second. Everyone, go out that door and then come back in the door. Just expect to see the unexpected and tell me what you see.
What door?
Look, out, back in.
Down the stairs, or...
We've just
Whatever,
blown
just
up a
look
window.
away.
Do we have time for... Okay.
Just look away. Look away.
Can
Now.
someone get me off the roof?
Yeah,
Oh
hang
yeah,
on.
you left her up there.
I mean, I could probably use rope to swing down partially.
You,
but
this
I
is
don't have much rope
impractical at some point, as.
left. I'm where you left me, almost exactly.
You're invisible!
I am swinging the rope!
Okay, I will
Yeah,
grab
you see a
her
little.
at some point.
It's about 3 feet of rope. You cut it off at the top, as so there isn't a lot of rope left. You see a little flapping bit of rope, like I'm here. Smoothie flies up, grabs Ez, brings her back down. You two leave. Can I get wisdom saves, please?
Yeah.
No. Apparently
Maybe,
not.
hopefully. Esmeralda gets a 13. Smoothie's quite good
How
at them.
insane am I going today?
13.
A 13 as well.
I've seen this place before, so I know what it looks like, right?
Hey? You
I've
know,
seen this place before, so I should know what it actually looks like.
well, it has changed a bit since then. Both, like, as far as you can see, well, but also, from what Cell can see, significantly worse. It has gotten a lot worse recently. It wasn't a charnel house the last time you were here, so you both got 13?
Yeah.
Oh, Terrace, you bloody champion. Thank you for that gifted sub. Pair of 13s. You come back, and it is exactly what it was when you left. There's a
Including-
massive hole in the wall, in the window, and no skull on the wall.
Right. So what do you see now? It's,
It looks exactly the same.
so the skull's back.
No,
Is
the
it?
skull is gone.
Oh.
The window is also
Alright.
broken.
Can we go?
Okay.
If I go?
Yeah. But Anyway, doesn't matter. I had a theory. All right. So
No, I think I understand.
are we?
Crash will bring people soon.
Yep. Let's go. Where are we going? Back to the church? Back out the building?
Out.
Out. All right.
Out.
Go.
Well, unless we're not.
Yep. Good. Out.
You
Go,
leaving?
Go.
Probably. Yep.
Back through the overcroft, I guess. The undercroft. The whatever croft.
The
There's
overlook?
croft. Overlook. There's no croft.
It's no croft. So Aragal has
Not too
taken Biggin to the chapel. Are you going to not go to the chapel?
Oh no. So I'm gonna go that way. But they
You
don't
have
know
to.
that.
You all have to go up the Hall of Faith, which does lead to the chapel. But there is a door in the wall, a sort of hidden servants' entrance, as you recall, that'll take you to the doorway
Right.
to get out.
So that's where we're headed.
You
Okay.
can. Cell can leave you guys as Esmeralda and Smoothie there. They can leave while Selenox goes to the chapel if you
I'll
want.
be right behind you. I'll be right.
What are you doing?
Just give me a second. I'm gonna run for the chapel because I want to see what Biggin looks like now.
Do you?
Not really, but kind of, yeah.
Thank you very much for the follow, Warhorse, you bloody champion. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag.
I'll be right
Selenox,
behind you. Just right behind you, mate.
just getting Aragal. Ez and Smoothie, do you leave?
I can't see as can I hear Biggin talking?
If you wanna.
From down the
I don't think
hallway.
it's up to me.
Well,
How far away are we?
he's probably 30 feet from the door to the chapel, but the chapel is a really large, airy space, and he was asked to give a bit of a sermon.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. It's a fairly, like, all churches' chapels tend to be designed for a bit of a audio, yeah, they are designed to carry the volume, so I would imagine Smoothie can, yes, indeed, hear Biggin's preaching.
Okay, chat, do you want to roll a d20 for me?
I did 20. Jesus.
Exclamation mark, roll, space, the number 20. Bishop Blood says no.
Nope.
I would-
He's out. Nope.
Terrace gets a 1. Oh, oh
even
dear.
I'm following.
You're following who?
Smoothies follows
I'm
Selenox.
save. I don't know what's happening.
Okay, so if
Yeah.
Smoothie goes to follow me down the hall, I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
Smoothie,
Yeah.
You said you didn't want to come across Biggin, and I'm making sure that doesn't happen. But if you don't want to, then I am right behind you. If you do want to, I'm not stopping you, kid. You're welcome to join me, but
Okay. Okay.
Ask yourself, why, when there is only so much evil in the world, would our Lord Nightfather not love us? Ask why he would not see us every night, why he would not shine down beautifully from the sky.
okay.
Looking like he's done 6 rounds with Mike Tyson. He's gonna kind of punch drunk kind of turn a little bit and just nod and kind of toss her back, trying to get his head back in the game because he knows they need to leave, and he's choosing to be an adult.
Ed's gonna lift invisibility at this point because she gets the feeling she's gonna need to probably grab Smoothie and drag.
Okay.
I'm good.
And I'm gonna head for the chapel.
You head for the chapel. Within, you find Aragal. And let me just find the description of the chapel as well, because it looks a little different now.
Oh dear.
Dim coloured light filters through tall, broken and boarded up windows of stained glass, illuminating the ancient chapel of Ravenloft. A few bats flutter around near the top of the 90-foot-high domed ceiling. A balcony runs the length of the west wall, 50 feet above the floor. In its center of the balcony, 2 dark shapes are slumped in tall chairs. Benches coated with centuries of dust lie about the floor in jumbled disarray. Beyond this debris, lit by reliefs of angelic figures entwined with grapevines, is an altar. No, a piercing shaft of light. I jumped a line. An altar stands on a platform. The sides of the altar are carved in bas-reliefs of angelic figures entwined with grapevines. You are familiar with that. But the place is ruined. The windows torn and shattered. Many boarded up. And in the middle, standing at the altar, behind the altar, looking out over it, and an imagined congregation, you would guess, which features only one person, a slender Vulpin man kneeling before the altar, next to the skeleton of a Corvum that's also kneeling before the altar. A hunched figure in tattered robes. Bony growths bursting from his flesh in awkward places, fingers and toes hideously elongated. What clothing he once had is revealed to be shreds of flesh, and dried blood adorns him in place of makeup. This hunched and battered creature, each of its vertebrae has a pronounced spike on his hunched back, and he is still, with this mellifluous southern drawl, touting the benefits of the cult of the Amaranthine. Ah, a new worshipper approaches. Come, my dear, join us.
I'm gonna. I will walk in. Is the does the skeleton look different?
Nope.
Looks the same.
It's just about the only thing that hasn't changed.
The 2 dark figures in the chairs. Can I see them clearly as I move into the space?
You've got dark vision, don't you? Yes. They are also skeletal.
Different skeletons.
Yes.
Any features, armor?
I apologize. I'm going to say, because I don't actually know who they are, that they're not there. Don't worry about them. The chairs are empty.
Okay.
They don't fit in my worldview, so I was just reading off the page, and I shouldn't have read that line.
Illusion.
Yes, you thought they were there,
Whereas-
they're not. Wax
Yeah, no,
on,
I
wax
was
off.
scared that like,
Yeah.
ooh. All good. Do I know what he is?
He still looks vaguely Terran. His arms are wings. But the skin that would be the wings is tattered and ripped. You don't know he would ever be able to actually glide or fly. A good portion of his mass seems to have wasted away. His skin is waxen and pale. His fur, what remains of it, is little tattered clumps of grey across mostly sort of pallid, creamy white flesh. His teeth are kind of like a sunken shipwreck, sort of craggy, like there's every single one is a different length and shape. It doesn't seem to bother him, but whenever he moves his mouth, they are clearly like cutting the flesh of his lips. And there is the only thing about him that seems to be what you would kind of expect is his eyes, which show a happy gleam to be showing and performing the rites he is performing, sharing his faith.
I am going to go up to Aragil.
Come to receive a benediction.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt the service, but you've been called for. But I don't want to interrupt. And then I'll look up at Biggin. Please.
No.
Continue for all the other faithful.
I
I'm
shall.
sure that.
My gratitude, sister. And he continues with his sermon. And Aragal turns and looks out and sort of takes a step, like has a visible shock on his face. And he says, "There were not 200 people in this room when I entered." He says very quietly to you.
Yeah, but there still aren't. But I'll tell you about it later. On the way out of the room, is there a way to lock it from the outside? Is there
not
like
really. I mean, you could maybe push a statue in front of the door to sort of block its swing, but you don't normally lock the chapel door. There's also, you saw on the balcony, there's another door as well. You'd have to, if you wanted to seal him in there properly.
But the other door goes out to the outside?
Upstairs. No, the upstairs one just... you don't know, but Aragal could tell you that the upstairs one connects to a hallway that leads along to the audience chamber upstairs where you were in before. Sel, I should also stress, the entire castle, it's not just the audience chamber, the entire castle looks like somebody gathered about 150 people and then kind of just went kill crazy on them throughout the whole place. It is just ripped and torn shreds of people everywhere. Every fancy room except the chapel has been just carpeted in gore.
So in the chapel, there's no dead bodies other than the
The
skeleton.
chapel does not feature any corpses except the skeleton.
Okay. Yeah, if I can, I'm happy to do a strength check to try and move some stuff to close in the room as much as possible before we go.
Yep. Aragal says, are we sealing him in there?
Yeah.
Very well. Yeah, make an athletics check with advantage because he will help you.
Thank you. 27.
Lucky you had him there. That's the first time Aragal being there has been actually helpful. Yeah, he assists you in moving one of the statues of... You try a really big one, and you're like, nah. So you go to a second smaller one, which is a statue of a Jerbeen Knight, which has just got a little less mass to it, and you actually managed to sort of scooch it over. It's probably only because the floor is somewhat slippery underneath it, for reasons you can probably guess at. Yeah,
I thought there were no bodies in this room.
No, I thought you were going outside into the hallway.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, the
fair.
Hall of Faith is... You know how I said when you came in that the carpet, the shag pile on the carpet was so deep you could almost lose a child in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to do both doors as well, to be clear.
Oh,
So
the upstairs one as well?
Inside, and one would be... Yeah. So one we'd do from inside the chapel.
Uh-huh.
And one we'd do from outside the chapel. So the upstairs one from inside the chapel, try and block it so that you couldn't get...
Right, I see. Okay. The upstairs one, there isn't a way to get to the upstairs one from the ground floor of the chapel. You have to go up and around and back in. Yeah? So
I'll
you
just
have
do this
to...
one then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Alrighty.
And then
Just a wee
I'll
bit of a
grab Aragal
skin
and
rug
we'll
is all,
follow.
no biggie. Yeah, no biggie, yeah. Cool, you do that. And then Aragal says, so, are we leaving? Or are we looking for something else?
We're regrouping.
Regroup,
But,
okay. Do you want I should stay or come with?
No, I reckon you should stay. Your cover's blown anyway.
Stay.
Sorry, I reckon you should come. Your cover's blown anyway.
It occurs to me... Is it? We did not speak with Strahd. We spoke with an illusion of Strahd, and I was standing right next to you. It could tell I was with you because I was physically with you. It is not necessarily Strahd.
Alright, well, if you want to take your chances, but... Man... You know how you said that this place doesn't usually look like this?
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
You know how you said it looks not so nice? Well, times the not so nice by like 3,452, and you're like somewhere close to what it looks like right now. Because now I can see it, and it's not nice.
So you are saying what we are seeing is not... Chat,
Nah.
can you please roll me a highs or lows? Highs, he switches. D2, exclamation mark, roll space the number 2. Suddenly
don't try
Aragal...
and see it, man. It's not
It's
nice.
it's not about what he's trying to do. He's not trying to, he's just sort of like, you've pointed it out. That's a 2. Highs, he switches. Oh dear. Aragal says, what do you... The floor here.
Yep,
I suppose you could
Yes.
say it is red and sticky.
yep. I try not to think about it, man. Anyway, I'm not sure how many people are actually alive in this place at this point, because it looks like someone's gone on a bit of a murder rampage, a bit more so than usual. no, he's not the best at not murdering people, but this seems slightly excessive.
That is why
if
we
you
have
wanna-
not seen any servants.
Yep, looks that way. So if you want to stay here,
Less inclined to
just
know.
don't get.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hang out somewhere.
I was thinking mainly for my utility towards you, but I strongly do not want to remain here now. So if it is fine
Let's
with
just
you,
leave
then
the
I will
rope
come.
hanging down, shall we?
Yes.
Yep.
I like this plan. In fact, I would suggest... Oh, no, you would have to... No. Alright, yes, let's do that. I was going to suggest maybe Smoothie could reel the rope up and then fly down, but then no one would be able to use the rope. No, we would just leave it. Or yourself, I suppose. You can fly as well.
I mean, I didn't use the rope on the way up. I'm quite.
No, I
good at
noticed.
climbing
Why?
walls
Yeah,
and-
clearly.
It's just like doing a little gun show. On the way.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this is weird. There's like blood everywhere. It got
Yeah.
weird. She's
The
like,
two of
yeah,
you come in.
I'm pretty fit.
Yeah, the two of you head through the door into the not soaked in blood part of the castle, and rejoin Smoothie and Esmeralda. Ez and Smoothie, have you left, or have you waited at the door for them?
If Esmeralda insisted that we leave, then he would follow.
We're probably
'Cause he's-
just outside.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, like he would definitely not be comfortable with leaving, but like yeah, if it wasn't specifically said, he'd probably just do this and kind of just be up against a wall and just be trying to control his breathing, ironically, like his grandpa once taught him to do.
So this
Which
place
is Mickey West.
that we've come out to the. There's no bodies and stuff here.
Nope. In the
part of
servants
the-
section of the castle, it's as it was, as you saw it.
There's exactly the same.
Yep. There's no gas, because the guests weren't going there.
Okay. All right. So, I actually think we could just regroup and work out what we need all our players at here, or do we actually want to get out of the castle?
So we
I
have
mean,
rejoined Ez and Smoothie and Selenox and
I'm
Aragal
saying
all in
that
one
too.
place. Yeah.
Yeah,
in
I'm saying
the
that to everyone.
in the little castle, there is a sort of garden outside the servants' entrance, where full of flowers that are really struggling, but they are sort of just about providing just a tiny little splash of color. In an otherwise fairly dreary, dismal. It is gently raining up here. The rain has not let up in the hour or so you've been inside the castle. The sun is still trying to shine through the clouds, but this close to the seat of Strahd's power, it is struggling. You can see it, but you can't feel it, is the difference, I suppose.
Can we? Do you want to go back down, or can we just rest here for a bit and check that there's no madness coming out from the castle?
I'm gonna look
I
at
mean-
Ez. I kind of want to hear her opinion first, so.
There is nothing more for us here right now. We need to go and plan more. From the way Selenox is reacting, something is not quite right, and I want to know what is happening.
If I have seen it.
Alright.
The heart. What?
Sorry, never mind.
I was referring to the building, and what Selenox can see, and what I don't believe you two can, it's very unpleasant. We believe we have figured out what happened to all the servants. They have not left, but what is left of them is still here.
Probably not just the servants.
The people we saw in there are also not... Actually, he didn't see anybody. He did not see Biggin as he had become. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So he doesn't know anybody. He doesn't know if the people look differently. Though, at the very bare minimum, the people probably have a lot of bloodstains on them.
Do we agree that this heart, it sounds important? Do we agree that at the very least he is still sleeping? Or do you think he might be breaking the rules somehow? I'm looking at Ed specifically.
I believe he is still sleeping.
In that case, no matter what, we're pushing our luck. But we won't have another shot like this. I know I'm not doing great right now, and I'm sorry for that. But I'm happy to keep going if we think there's something. I mean, the dragon would know, right?
All right. Well,
You spoke to the dragon?
yeah. Nice dragon. Good to talk to.
Good. He's like so out of his depth. He's like, oh, good. You spoke to dead dragon skull. Okay. Good.
That's what bothers you in... Yeah, whatever.
Look,
That's his level of weird. That's his line.
another day of the same. Just didn't expect. So what is it dragon tells you? What else do we need? Is there something else we need here now?
Well,
There's a heart, apparently, right?
Yeah, the castle. So
Something we can destroy.
the castle is alive in some way. There's some
Okay.
sort of power source. A heart is what Argenvoss called it.
I don't have a lot left, but I do think that we haven't lost our window yet. So I guess what I'm saying is, if we're doing it, then I guess we should agree on what the line is. If we don't find it in time and we hit some sort of threshold or something, we agreed. If that happens, then we turn around.
All right. Well, how to find it? It's going to be real powerful, yeah.
That's what I'm worried about. But on the
So-
other hand, it's probably going to call backup if we go tomorrow.
So, could you use your magic sense thingy to lead us to the most powerful magic thing? I don't know how to find it. He said that it's powerful, he senses it, but he doesn't know where it is.
I already used detect magic on this place. Everything inside is magic.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't really tell how much magic, how little magic. It is.
Okay,
it is
well,
just
if we're talking about the body, the heart's like the central part, right? So I'm thinking middle. I'm thinking probably something protected. Where, I don't know, castles. Where would you? What's like a place that's got a lot of protection?
A sanctum, somewhere that he doesn't let other people go.
where he sleeps.
Yeah, that's
Esmeralda,
good. Yeah, you've been here, Aragal. What places are people who never go here?
Esmeralda, when you cast detect magic, knowing what you know now, that's probably what you sensed. That everything was magic. You sensed this massive illusion. It was. I think I did say it was an illusion, but you didn't know what it was. You now know what it was. You would, if you cast it again, you might be able to filter that out, knowing what it is.
Okay.
Kind of like the Fallout radar, follow the compass kind of thing.
Am I close? Am I still close enough to where we want to be able to do this?
What is the range on it?
Not far.
Yeah, as I recall,
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. Yeah, no,
30
probably
feet.
not. But yeah, if you went back inside, you could give it a stab. Aragal would say, so physically the center of the castle would probably be the ground floor, and honestly, probably the Hall of Faith. But
So not that. But where's a place? Are there any places where everyone's forbidden to go? Like no one's allowed there.
the public spaces, you have seen most of them.
Right.
There is a large staircase, the tower, I would say.
Tower. Yeah. Right. Right.
That is
Only one
fairly
tower?
middle. There are many towers, but the big one in the center.
Big one. Yeah. I'm putting my bets.
And
Good place to
Strahd
start
doesn't,
anyway.
Strahd doesn't let other people in the tower.
There's very rarely people here. I don't know. I wouldn't say people are forbidden, but it's more just sort of, why would you?
All right. So why don't we head to this tower, and as you can see if you feel whatever you feel nearby.
We don't need to get too close. Just close enough.
All right. So
Can we
let's
get
head that
there?
way, and try and stay out of sight of whoever is on the. Whoever's making the floor squishier and
Yes.
wetter.
That,
Sorry,
that
you don't see it?
that detail may not help them with the not seeing it.
Yeah, sorry.
I inadvertently switched it off, and I kind of wish I could switch it back on.
Fair.
Would Ez and Smoothie want to turn it off? Is there even a tiny... I suppose the question is there even a tiny amount of curiosity?
No, not on Smoothie's part. I don't
Yep.
think. Not because he's not curious, but because it's mostly screaming.
Yeah, I think
On the
it's
inside of his own
he's a
head.
lot of burned out on the horror at this point. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a very logical response to that. I think. Yeah, Ez.
Yeah.
I think Ez would switch it off
Yeah, yeah,
because she doesn't know what she's walking into, literally.
literally. As Aragal says that, your eyes drift down to your wooden leg, and it is covered in blood to the knee. So is your other boot, but the wooden one is very clearly that.
Thank you so much, Selenox and Aragal. I will know where to send the dry cleaning bill.
Hey, I didn't make it wet and
Don't
bloody.
let's no.
I think
This
that's
is-
probably a wisdom save.
This is the this is the
specific at that point that,
Yeah.
that you can't help but picture it.
well. I guess it is kind of wet and squishy, isn't it? I hadn't even
Selenox
noticed
did not
that.
make the floor moist.
18 plus 8, 26.
Yeah. If it's wisdom to not, then you pass. If it's wisdom to, no, I finally succeeded against
I
the
don't even know
save.
why I'm rolling. I think it's more
Yeah.
interesting, like, at that point, like, because you're literally describing it, then that would probably be what he pictures, kind of like Danny in The Shining, and there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's
is
how
he?
Usually the blood gets off at the second floor.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Solid Simpsons reference. Well done. All right. So you go back inside looking for the heart of Ravenloft, and you've all managed to turn off the Gaius.
Hang on. What? Hip? Is it knee deep for Celodox?
No,
Knee
no.
deep for us?
It's not. You're not wading. It is every now and again you brush up against something. You know, it's more like that. You just sort of you don't. If you've ever
So it's about
used
a couple of inches.
yeah, it's the carpet isn't a carpet. It's awful.
It's a corpse pit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
alright.
yeah. We're doing an awful lot of llamas with hats actually today. It was like we're in my blood pit. Don't worry, it's probably just the basilisk. It won't hurt us. The stupid thing only eats Chipotle.
Sorry, Free. I would love to turn this off for you, but don't know if there's an off switch, but at least we know what we're dealing with, right?
Let's keep moving.
Yeah. You head up the Hall of Faith. The tower
I
that
think
he.
at that point, though, I'm gonna ditch the wig. Like, I'm done with this stupid outfit. If I'm wading in blood, I'm like, fuck this. Get out.
Very well. That's actually fun. Because I think the people who are still under the effects of it would still see you as with the wig. Yeah. So you track back up the Hall of Faith. The best way to get to that tower would actually be from the main hallway, which is at the end of the Hall of Faith. Let me just track up that. Cool. All right. There isn't actually a. Right. All right. Yeah, he would have to. Yeah, you would have to go back to the main entrance hall, and there is another secret servant's passage. Basically, Aragal says it takes you into there, and as you get there, you all see several of these broken figures, these corpse-white remnants of their former glory. You probably even, as you've seen a few of them, recognize the ones that you saw before, but as not the same. Dinner appears to be over. One is walking around holding a disembodied leg and just gnawing on the bone, but it's holding it in the manner of one holding a wine goblet and talking in a sort of a, yes, ambassador, it was a lovely repast, and an after 8 minutes, lovely. There is a juxtaposition here that is just hard to reconcile. They clearly still see themselves as nobles at court. And Aragal bows deeply to one of these hunched figures and says, this way, if we are going to the tower, and leads you upstairs. He says, I think the best way is actually we need to go up a floor. Well, the smell is really quite pervasive.
Stop talking about it.
Yes, of course.
We're all here.
We know. He takes you up the stairs to the main chamber where you encounter the two children. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but same deal, just smaller. And they appear to be running around quite happily, completely unbothered by the massive hole in the window. And Aragal says, here, through here, and takes you through the door under which was under where the skull was, into a little sort of anteroom.
Are the children close to us?
They are sort of playing hide and seek in the chamber. So one is.
One of them is one of them's close enough that I could say something to them?
Yeah, if you want. The little girl is picking her way through articles of furniture, looking for her brother.
Excuse me, mistress. What do you think about the skull? It's impressive, isn't it? The dragon.
Yeah. She looks at it and says, "It's so pretty."
Isn't it just? And those windows, aren't they just beautiful?
I love it when the sun comes out.
Yeah. He's that way. And I'm going to keep walking.
Thanks. And she takes off. The tatters of skin of her dress fluttering behind her, and you walk into the anteroom. And Aragal says, "This way." Now, he leads you to one corner where there is a secret door, but one he appears to be aware of, and it is a false. Yeah, it's like, one of those panel doors where it's just the wood paneling is where the edges of the door are. It creaks, and you find yourselves back in a dusty space. This is not one of the public areas, and once again, the floor is dry.
Well,
If for no other reason, this is a good place to be. Shall we?
the good news is I think we got away with the dragon skull going out the window. They don't seem to know it's missing.
Yes.
Too busy being high on their own supply.
Yeah, denial, powerful thing, apparently.
I imagine it is the only way to not hate yourself.
How do you know where all the servant passages are anyway, mate?
Sneaking into places is my whole thing. Despite what you may have witnessed downstairs. They're well hidden, but they're not... He says, look, and he takes you to the next one along. He says, this one here, for example. It is designed to be hidden, but not so much that you can't find it, more just so that it's easy to ignore. Just like a servant.
And you are the type who notices them, I'm sure.
Well, anybody could. And, I suppose the point he's making, and I may be expressing it poorly, but you could see it too. It's not genius work. It's more just sort of you can tell a servant's entrance because it doesn't have a door handle. It's hidden to the point where it could be ignored, but he's like, no, you do have to look for him, but he is good enough at doing so. He came here specifically to find this sort of thing for you, and has spent a couple of days doing so. Ellie, how are you tracking? You alright?
Okay.
Very well. He takes you up through the secret door at the top of 33 and into K20. Scrolls down frantically. No, actually, probably up. K20. Oh, that's unhelpful. It's no description at all. It's like, yeah, it's a staircase. I'm like, no shit. Thanks. Stupid thing.
Are we within 30 feet yet?
No. He says, this is, through that wall is where the tower is, if you want to try now, before we actually go into a more public space.
Well, let's go. It's quiet now, at least.
Yeah.
And we have cast.
You do that. You can sense a few things. You can sense a powerful surge of necrotic magic, hardly surprising, but from above and through the wall and above you. It pulses like the beat of a heart. You don't hear it, you sort of feel it. There is also definitely some, I think it's conjuration? Or no, it might be enchantment magic through there as well. A couple of instances of it. 10, actually, I apologize. 10 instances of it. Though they are lower down and appear to be circling the room beyond. You can sense a spiral of them, pretty much.
I almost wish we were back with the noise. There is something pulsing in there, but there is also 10 other things in there.
Okay. When we go in, we should assume there's probably going to be a fight happening, so...
Are they linked? The 10 things and the pulsing thing?
Not really. Only insofar as they're... No, I would say no, they are not linked.
I do not believe so, but until we face them, I guess we might not know.
All right,
The
1 second.
pulsing is necrotic.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my rapier out and cut my 2 dresses back off.
Unzip yourself. Yep.
Yeah. Because I need a bit more
We
movement.
worked on it, yeah.
Sorry, I'll keep it.
No, I'm just saying.
May I borrow one of the sleeves?
Yeah.
He cleans off his boots and shins and then offers it to Ez.
Can't have blood clogging up the leg, I guess.
Such fine workmanship should be kept nice and oiled.
I'm moving swords back into the places that they should be in because I had them all in like different, like just so they weren't sticking out. Because I'm like, yeah, whatever. But I definitely give him a look. Look, smooth, mate, smooth.
I'm not hitting on her.
Yeah, whatever.
Just trying to be friendly.
Yeah.
He doesn't
That's what
say
I
out
was
loud.
saying.
He
No,
just
I
gives
know.
you a look back of like, what? I was never getting in there anyway. She hates Vistana. Famously.
Big face off.
Door. All right, let's go and we find out what's on the other side of the door.
Check crack.
Yep. A mosaic floor adds a touch of color to the otherwise dark, cold, empty tower that rises above you. A spiral staircase rises slowly into darkness, hugging the outer wall. In the center of the room, another set of stairs leads down. These ones are just sort of a square, however, just going downstairs. The spiral staircase has no railings and connects to the main floor of the castle, which you are actually on. You are 1 floor above this mosaic floor as you come out. As you step onto the spiral staircase, a reddish light flares high overhead, then settles into a dull, pulsing red glow. You can see the full immensity of this tower. The spiral staircase encircles up the tower's full height. The tower, 60 feet wide at its base, becomes narrower as it climbs. At the pinnacle of the hollow tower, a large crystal heart pulses with red light. Above the heart, the stairs continue upward. And mounted on sort of ornamental brackets, roughly evenly spaced along this spiral staircase, are weapons. Halberds, mauls, great axes. Apparently ornamental, but there's 10 of them.
Te- 10 ornamental what? I'm sorry?
Weapons.
Weapons.
Big ones.
Like how? Like statue big, or like for people but big?
Oh, for people, but big, yes. Like great swords, great axes, long swords, mauls, that sort of thing, yeah. Halberds.
Okay.
How far up is the?
It would be about 4 flights, four stories up. So 4 full rotations of the stairs.
As the, but range?
Stairs descend another 40 feet to a landing. Let us say 100 feet up from where you are.
Damn it.
Well, we can climb up the stairs. It's fine.
No, no. But. Yep. I suspect when we walk past each
Weapon.
weapon, something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Unless we can somehow. I don't know.
I've
Disarm
only got
them.
one big spell left. I can try and turn off whatever we think might be controlling it, but right now we don't know what does what. I could aim it at the heart, and that might do something. It's almost certainly magical, but then I don't know. As you said, they weren't connected, right?
Not that I could tell.
Though there's nothing else in here for them to guard. And this thing,
Yeah.
if it's important,
They will be guarding it.
All right. So.
though I doubt they would just attack anybody climbing up the stairs. I imagine they would attack if you hurt the heart.
Attack.
Otherwise, why have them? I mean, you don't want to just... There are several other doorways leading off the staircase. The staircase does go to other places other than just the heart. So you don't want to make it impossible to use the main staircase of your castle by booby-trapping it very thoroughly.
All right. So there's no, like, if I do an investigate for, like, pressure plates or anything like that? It's just...
You can do, if you like. Make me an investigation check.
17.
17. Yeah, there does not appear to be any... I mean, the traps are the ones you've already identified. But you don't think they... as in the weapons. But you don't think... Aragal has expressed he doesn't think that they would activate until harm actually comes, or harm looks like it's about to come to the heart.
All right. So I'm going to start walking up the stairs, I guess.
I will cast Twilight Sanctuary as we start walking up. Well, actually, yeah, flavor-wise, that's what I'm doing, but mechanically, I'm going to cast it when we get into combat, if that's fine.
Yep.
Yeah. In the meantime, just for posterity's sake, everyone gets 14 temporary hit points next to me.
Nice. As you take your first steps, Esmeralda, you hear in your mind the voice of Rudolf van Richten. Got a potential ally. Someone I think would be jolly helpful. Defender of Alderheart, actually. But need a hand getting him in. If the three of you could help. Mount Bartok. Tomorrow, ideally.
Not close.
You can respond. It's ascending.
Yeah.
Tell him where we are. Get his ass to come here.
Yeah. Currently fighting Castle Heart. Need backup in Castle now?
That's no good. I am literally can't move right now. That's part of the reason I need you.
Have them for tomorrow.
Yes. I'm holding a portal open, but the portal is at Bartok, unfortunately. But I think this chap could really be a game changer. He's a friend of Trish.
The old man says he has a friend of Trish who could help.
All right, we'll bring him here.
He cannot. We need to go to him tomorrow.
All right, well, we'll go to him tomorrow after we.
Let's try not to die doing this first.
Let's add it to the list, shall we? But
I don't hear it talk.
We'll see you
Yeah.
tomorrow.
oh,
Jolly good. Best of luck. Heart sounds like a good idea. He doesn't respond. What am I saying? He wouldn't waste a third spell slot. But yeah.
I'm going to
Quickly
kill
pop to
that
the
man.
bathroom, Twilight Century.
I was actually going to say I think we should leave it there because shit's about to happen. I don't want to do that 5 minutes before the end of the session, so we will call it there for this evening, guys. But thank you very much. You all right, Ez?
God damn it!
Alrighty, well guys, at the end of our sessions we do like to do something we call our favorite moments, where we go around the room and discuss the wonderful jobs that everybody did this evening. There have been some wonderful jobs done, so let us talk about that, shall we? We need a D4 in chat. Yes, Bishop Blood, he. Can we get a D4 in chat to determine who we talk about first? That's a 4, that's a row. Favorite romance, everybody. Yeah. I'm gonna say the talking to the little girl. That was very, very gross, and you dealt with it brilliantly. Yeah.
I personally liked Cell just making it so everyone else that she came into contact with could not see what it actually was.
have I mentioned how wet and
In the forest?
bloody and
Y'all don't want to see it, but it is.
Thank you. It was great. It was very, very much a Selenox thing to do.
Bishop Blood says talking to the dragon with soot. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, that was
Remembering, I love that you remember your offsiders. I love that you remember your 2 NPCs that are kind of just on you at all times. There he is. Jack, we've actually called it for the evening. I think we I was about to when you went. I was about to say I think we'll leave it there. So we are doing favorite romance.
Okay.
And we have done them. So we are up to you and Ro for your favorite Roman, please.
Go ahead, Ro.
plant
I've got
spells.
nothing written down. I have to take a second to think.
The plant spells, in this case, Ice Knife. Bishop Blood, yeah, likes the way we're flavoring Selenox's spells as well, yes.
I enjoyed the chat with Strahd.
Yeah.
I always enjoy a chat with Strahd. I'm still very confused though.
The floor
As
is
to
lava? No, it's actually blood. it's arguably worse.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. But since that was taken, the steps that Cell took to try and protect Smoothie was very cute.
Yeah. Moving the
But
statue.
with the added addendum that like she kind of gave him the option, which is like, I don't think it's been as much a thing for Selenox. I think Selenox has always tried her best to treat him with like a mutual respect of like it's your life and you can do what you want to do. Esmeralda has been a little bit more like protective in that respect, but still like that moment of just like if you want to look at him, it's fine, but like I'm gonna go do this now, and I like that a lot. I thought that was interesting.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Romance? No, it's romance. Romance, as in moments, but it's Rose moments. Maharishi, how are you, mate? I think, well, we've just had some lovely romance. Now we need a D3 in chat to determine who we talk about next. If you would, someone would do us the favour. As long as it's not your blood, then it's better than lava. Well, yes. That's a 2. That's Ellie B. Favorite Ellie B moments. Favorite Esmeralda moments. I'm going to kill
I'm
that
up
man.
here. No,
Yes.
where are you?
Here, where I'm.
Drinking game.
I jiggled
I'm
around.
literally where the movie. I'm literally where you left me. You're invisible. Yeah, that was very funny.
I
Get me off the
enjoyed
roof.
the burns that we're continuing. Yeah, Ez's burns of Aragal. I
Yeah.
think it's hilarious.
The face when you got surprise sending. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but if you could come and help us, that'd be great. And he's like, I'm not really available. Oh, I'm gonna kill that man.
Just come to Mount Baratok. Kind of
Yeah,
like just
just
saying,
casually.
Just go to France. You know. Oh, cool. Okay, we're not busy or anything.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah.
Bishop Blood also highlights the tenacity to keep your cool with all the tech issues. Yes, that was. I actually did point this out. Yeah, the count was funny, but just the fact that you were invisible when Ez was invisible was kind of funny. It really kind of worked.
We planned that, right?
Yeah, it was intentional. Yeah. What are you talking about it? Yeah, favorite self?
Intentional disembodied voice.
Yeah.
To be fair, I did kind of. I enjoyed just the little burns and the little side comments that I just was able to make because people couldn't see me. So I was just able to be like, and I've heard everything you've said because I'm actually standing right behind you at this moment.
She's standing right behind me, isn't she? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, excellent. Any other favorite Ez moments, or we shall move on? Can I get a D2 in chat, please? I can't join your adventure right now. Please leave a message after the beep. Yes. A 2. That's a 1, Bishop Blood. Which I believe is Smoothie.
Ha ha ha. I really enjoyed the dragon chat. I enjoyed Dragon Boss. I enjoyed the giving of information, but also the links to Soot and some of the pre-stuff that he clearly doesn't know because he's not linked with his body, I guess. But yeah, it was a nice chat. It was good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, he's sort of, it's the part of his soul that is hanging around his skull rather than the rest of it, which is hanging around the castle. So it doesn't even know the deal it made with you. Yeah. The gore descriptions were immaculate. If no one appreciates them, then I am. Yeah, alrighty. No, thank you, Bishop Blood. Yeah, it was very unpleasant. But that would be my favorite self, if no one else says it. Moon Dragon, baby. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I was going to say, if we didn't have pre-established reasons to distrust Aragal, I would feel bad about how we're treating him. Which I know is a ploy from Josh, so I'm not going to fall for it. But it does feel like we're kind of bullying him at times. He has said nothing and done nothing since we joined in.
Except we fucked up every role.
Well, that's unfortunately kind of going like Josh's roles suck. There's not much we can do. Well, honestly, it's a good situation as far as the player and the character kind of juxtaposed. Because it was a fun. Controversy is the wrong word, but you get kind of what I'm meaning. Because we know Aragal's reputation, and we've literally been warned cosmically
not to trust
this guy's not to be trusted.
Yeah.
But he's been nothing but respectful, and he's kind of turning out the goods. So I'm wondering when the knife is coming out.
Yeah.
And I'm keeping an eye out for it, but it's becoming harder because he's just like, yep, I'll take your abuse and good to you, but good one, huh? Right, yeah, okay, cool. I'm gonna stab you extra.
You have no idea. Yeah, you're gonna be first.
Yeah. That's right. So that was my thought process there. Yeah.
I like the Strahd conversation, but I always like the Strahd conversations.
Yeah.
Because it's just evil, insane person. I imagine they're so much fun to do on your side, but they're so much fun to listen to.
It is fun. That one was not scripted, but it is. It's in the book. He is there and playing and never leaves. And I believe the intent is after a D6 number of rounds, he fucks off. And I'm like, nah, I like it more. He'll stick around until you guys say something that will cause him to evaporate, which he will only do to piss you off further. Yeah, it's like, it would be irritating if he disappeared now. There we go, off he goes. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed having an opportunity to hint at the bullshit that he is doing. But yeah,
I'm not a comic book villain. I don't monologue. Monologues for another
how fucking dare
5
you.
minutes.
It's like, those weren't monologues, it was a request, answers to questions that were being posed. It wasn't monologuing. It's a duologue, thank you.
You ever heard the phrase "long walk for a short drink of water"?
Yes.
That's Strahd in a nutshell.
Yeah. So, Sumi, I'm verbose. But yeah.
It's not a Josh critique. It's a Strahd characterization as well as I'm concerned.
Yeah, my favorite me moment is absolutely how fucked up the whole thing is. I was really glad to give that reveal. How messed up everything is and the logic underlying it is quite. It's upsetting. It's designed to be. It's very specifically to be designed to be upsetting to you. As in to Smoothie and Esmeralda and Selenox.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, the descriptions and I'm finally getting to do that reveal was fun for me. Yeah, thank you. Well, but then
one more, which was the timing of when Smoothie had to make a choice about whether he was gonna trust Selenox to do what she was doing, and then you came in with the big sermon. That was great timing and great proselytizing on the fly. So,
yes, thank you.
I'll give you credit there. Yeah.
Thank you. Alrighty, well then we need a favorite Smoothie moments. Yes, thank you, Bishop Blood. Sorry, I wasn't upset. I'll try harder next time. Yeah, clean the sexy leg off for me. Yeah. He's just like, what? If anything I say will make it worse. Yes. I quite liked, actually, a little detail. Smoothie going, you know what, I'm not wearing the fucking wig anymore. I am so done with this place. Stupid wig.
Yeah.
I have some nasty suspicions about how badly things are going for my grandfather, and fuck the wig.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, accurate. Yeah.
Smithy getting upset at the constant core comments.
Oh yeah. Stop talking about we can smell it too.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, it's so much worse.
Can we talk about anything else?
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the moment of decision about whether to come with Selenox or to to come and come towards Biggin, or to trust and protect yourself a bit as well. From Smoothies, and I enjoyed that moment. Even just the moment of watching Jack kind of have a moment and pause and then make that decision, and then watching Smoothie make that decision was really nice. And it was really nice that Smoothie, it was a really nice trusting moment as well. I enjoyed that.
Thanks.
Yeah. Ali?
For the moments, it wasn't really a moment. It was just kind of just the way Jack played Smoothie, when Smoothie just went, no, I have things I need to do. I've got a decision I have to make. I need to do this now. We're doing this. It was kind of that just switch from the, oh God, I'm panicking, I'm freaking out, back to the, nope, we're doing this now. And I liked kind of, you could clearly see that switch in mindset, and it was actually like, it was jarring, but it again reminded me of sort of that trauma shutdown, I'm protecting myself response that you would expect in that sort of situation. So it was very realistic, and I enjoyed watching that.
Thank you. It's very nice.
Bishop Blood says, Smoothie getting snippy at fake Strahd. Yeah, I quite like that as well, actually. It's sort of, yeah. Because Smoothie is often a little bit, like, a little overwhelmed by him. But this time around, he's just like, no, fucking do it. Bring it. Yeah. It's like, no, come on then, let's go. Yeah. I'm curious, actually. Did Smoothie think it was Strahd at that point?
You had told me it was an illusion.
No. Well, yes, yeah.
So it was a situation where I suspected, but it was an easy win of sorts, but like it was a sort of situation where even if Strahd didn't know it, in Smoothie's mind, it was a victory of sorts, because he was basically saying, you're in your coffin right now because of me and the people that I care about and the things that I trust and worship. And there's nothing you can do about that. That happened despite all your grand plans and allusions to power. Like, you're stuck. And you're here, I'm here, and you're not. And you're a fart in the wind right now. So come and take the sword if it matters that much to me, much to you. And so that was, a self-confidence booster. I would say that's probably mine, because that's probably, I mean, that and it's not often you see Smoothie having the cojones to snip at Cell, but I don't remember what I said. But like, Cell was saying something about, it was about the heart, I think, or something like that. And we were hanging out by the broken window, and we didn't know what the result would be of doing that at that point. Like, we didn't know specifically that, like, they would just be dancing in the moonlight on their own illusion, high on supply. So that, along with standing up the Strahd, like him going to like Selenox, what are we doing? Like, was a slight dynamic shift. There's always one or two in every session. It's very interesting. Like, which is what growing up is, right? Like any not that Selenox is a parent, but like you watch as, this parent-ish relationship changes and shifts as they become more and more of a complete adult person. And that's part of it. I've got to imagine that's tough. Being a parent, just like, oh, my kid sassed me today. What do I do with this? So, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, well, marvellous. Thank you very much, everybody. Selenox needs the parent jokes ready to get the parents' jokes ready, yeah. Alrighty, well, guys, I think we will go away from here now and find somebody to raid. Thank you very much for hanging out with us this evening. Guys, who the absolute heck have you been this evening? Ro, who the heck are you?
Hi, I'm Robro. I'm a Perth-based educator and theatre maker, and despite the name, I have little to nothing to do with boating. You can catch me on here on Mondays, which you have. Well done. I'm also over on Jack Squarepeg's channel, where we play Cowboy Cthulhu, which is very fun. And you can check out my link tree in the chat to see my Instagram at Cradventurers, where there are photos of my dog Charlie with the large ears and upcoming projects, or follow on Facebook my production company, Roro Productions.
Marvellous. Ellie, who the heck are you?
Ellie B was here. Yes, occasionally I am here. Sometimes I am also over on someone else's channel. Usually, well, Jack Squarepegs eventually. I think we're getting close.
It's coming. We need to finish chapter 2. We've been I don't know how
pressure.
I'm still jet lagged. We're fine, right? We're fine. But yeah, when
fine.
I'm so fine. Anyway. This just got weird. Anyway.
Wipe the blood off
when
your
I'm
leg and
not-
carry on.
Yep, always. But yes, so when I'm not on those channels, I am sometimes on my own channel doing some stuff, talking about cybersecurity and Japanese history and playing some games and doing some other weird crap. And yeah, that's me.
Lovely. And Jack, who the absolute heck are you, matey?
Hello, everybody. My name is Jack Squarepeg. You can find me on all the social media garbage under that very same name. I also have a website, which is there in the link tree. Let's try and list all the shit, because normally I mention one thing or another thing. Let's try and list all the things that we've got in the pipeline. So I'm doing a podcast, which is with the episodes that are coming out. That's called Play Den Podcast. We just did an episode about vampires that's coming out on Easter Sunday, because
Okay.
you get it, because they come back. We've got
Because they lay eggs.
Jesus lays eggs, confirmed.
Yeah.
We've got Trouble Over Yonder season 2. There's a couple of episodes that are finished recording. Not recording, editing. They take a long time because I do editing of everything. They're basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Like audio productions, like Big Finish Doctor Who stuff. So that's the idea with that. So with sound effects and all sorts of stuff. There's what's it called? A Time to Harvest, which is with LEB. That's coming out as soon as we finish season 2, and we've got enough content to start putting out up in the pipeline. And in the meantime, we have everything that we do on Twitch and YouTube, which is the last thing I did was a review of an adventure I did last year, where, fun fact, the author is one of the co-authors of Call of Cthulhu 7th edition. And he reposted it, and it was really cool, and that's gotten a lot of views and reviews and stuff. If you ever wanted to play a Reservoir Dogs 18 themed
19.
adventure, 19, my bad. Reservoir Dogs themed adventure where it gets weird in a Call of Cthulhu like way, you can check out Dockside Dogs and my review, which is on the YouTube thing on the Beacons. That's all I can think of right now. There's
That'll
probably
do.
more stuff. I'm doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And there that is, I am done talking. There's normally a reason why I pick only one or two things, because otherwise just is like, fucking wrap it up, mate.
And if you want to hire a professional dungeon master and you don't want me for some reason, you can hire Jack. I'm maybe Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel, of course, as Cove, where I run D&D and other RPG-only hands. Fingernails. No. Where I run D&D and other RPG-related games with the lovely wife Karen, her hands, and all my splendid friends. Only DMs. That's a whole other thing. You can find me on the Lorites channel on Friday night for some more Vason with the lovely Karen herself, Jack as well. Don't worry, I got you, buddy. Zach, Jess, and Terrace, as well as the wonderful Ardana herself. Karen and I will probably be back tomorrow night for some more something. Certainly for something. Karen might be here to do something, and if I have the energy, so will I. Hopefully a bit of Roll Table for Two, where Sasa and Frass are now heading out to the main battle lines against the Grimed. They just fought a wolf, and then they fought another couple of wolves, and then they fought a wolf that was possessed by the Grimed. It wasn't great. Didn't go well. Frass felt very sad about it. That's what's coming up this week. We need to find somebody to raid. Crit and Miss are streaming at the moment. We could raid Crit and Miss. They are live now. Beckoned Blackest Night. Curse of the something something. Let's do that. Curse of the Violet Briar. Alrighty, well, we will drop a raid over on Crit and Miss, you bloody champions. So, throw your favourite raid emotes up in chat. Tell Crit and Miss where you came from. Show them the love like we always do. And we will see you same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow evening. There she is. For some more D&D or other TTRPGs. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. 19. One shot.